Si estos 4 trabajos estuvieran terminados hoy, esto fuera lo que yo te daría.
Ok.
¿Verdad?
Hoy no, es imposible. Sí, hoy no. Hoy no.
No,
No,
pero
es
yo te estoy
imposible.
diciendo, yo creo que aquí tenemos que... We have to go our separate ways.
Okay.
Aquí, yo creo que aquí terminamos. ¿Ok? See, I promised you guys it was snowing. You can see it in my hair. That's kind of ridiculous, huh? I was not expecting snow, but that just kind of tells you how cold it's been here in Vegas. It's been crazy cold. Here's my abuelito and my brother. Yeah.
Ya, mira, espérate de enseñarte, mira.
Look at all the snow. Say hello to YouTube, abuelito.
¿Eh?
Dile hi a YouTube.
No te entiendo.
Que le digas hola a YouTube.
Hola, YouTube. Aquí estamos en un lugar caluroso, pero con nieve.
We are here in Las Vegas and it's snowing, although it just stopped snowing, but I promise you it was snowing a second ago. We needed to do a trip out to Las Vegas. We had a little bit of an emergency, so I'm here in beautiful Las Vegas. Let me show you around. This is the inside of my house. Come on, let's go. So here we're going through the main entrance, and immediately on the left is the living room. And you can see that at this point we'd already removed the tile. Work had started before I had even got there, since my mom was in town to really help me out. And immediately on the left is the hallway, which leads into the guest bedroom. You can see this old tile on the floor. It was really old, and on the walls it was just really dated, and it was so much tile. And then we had this cabinet with the mirror was already gone at this point. The cabinet was so old and kind of disgusting, and I hadn't realized that I had this Mickey Mouse wallpaper down here and this baseboard from the previous owner. Just nothing really worked, and it had to go, you know. And everything was just old. Look, if you even look at this door, it was so dirty and just worn out. I had let the previous tenant do some painting, so really this was their paint that was on the walls, on certain walls. This is one of the guest bedrooms. If you look at the shades, they were pretty tired, pretty old. This was the tile. It was this Mexican clay saltillo tile that was inside the house. It was pretty disgusting and just wasn't really meant to be indoors. So here, the other 2 rooms on the left is a guest bedroom, and this is the main master bedroom. And here is the bathroom for the master bedroom. Here was the plumbing. The plumbing was so old that actually the shower head was so low it needed to be raised. And really we replaced a lot of this plumbing because it was just very old at this point. And at this point the bathroom had been really torn out. You can see that it had these nooks on the walls. Those were pretty ugly looking at this point. They really had to go. But yeah, so we gutted the entire bathroom. And then here's the kitchen on the right of the hallway with my dad here. He helped me out a lot. And then here we had torn out, probably later that day, the tile. We found that there was linoleum tile under the tile on top. So that was sort of an archaeological find there. And here's my dad and my grandpa. My grandpa was an electrician for many years, so he came out to help me with the house. What is up, YouTube? I don't know what day it is. I was initially doing some sort of count of what day I was here, but honestly, I've been here so long now, well over a month. Has it been well over a month, and it is now April 2nd, and the house is moving along. It's just moving along at a really slow pace, but probably quite a bit of an update from last time I did a video, because it was just taking so long. I was like, there's no point. But let me give you guys a quick walkthrough here. So what we're looking at here, this is what was the kitchen area, right? And everything is all covered up because my contractor was doing the texture, and so now we have the texture that's freshly put on here on the walls. Everything is pretty much ready to be painted now. You can see that all the windows are all covered up, right? This is the living room. Still got some stuff in here. but I can see that he's got, this looks like maybe the stuff to put down tile. So that's what comes next. And then if we can squeeze through here, we see the bathrooms here. Probably a bit of an update from when you guys last saw them. Because here is the wall tile here. And then if we go into the other rooms, still no paint here. Very, very basic type of room for sure. Not much going on. Same with this other room. It's pretty much the exact same type of room. But here, even though it's subtle, you can see that it is painted. Because this is almost like a gray blue, and this is like a yellow white. So, I mean, it looks good. I like what he did. You could probably see with the ceiling, that is a white. I'm not sure if it's gonna come out on the video, to be honest with you. Maybe there. You can see that the two different colors. And then the bathroom is we kind of started work on it with this, they call this herringbone pattern here. We're gonna have black tile on the inside, so it's gonna be really contrasty, which I'm gonna like. And then same tile on the wall, as you guys saw over there. Difference being on the floor, we're gonna put in this tile, and that should look really nice. So again, I'm still super excited to see it done. Obviously, I've had to be really patient and sort of let the contractor do what he needs to do, because his finishings, meaning the work that is finished, does look really nice. So it's really impressive. So there's really no point in me pushing him. I'm happy with the work he's doing. It's just the timeline got pushed back. I kind of expected to have this house rented at this point, but now everything's different. I'm actually thinking other things. I even thought of the possibility of selling it. I don't know. There's a lot to think about. There's also some other options. I will keep you guys updated on what it is I do with this property, because I don't know, it probably needs another 2 weeks of work, I hope. That's the update for now. All right, I'll see you guys next time. So here's the house again. Still, this room, the living room, is unpainted, but there was some paint. So for example, on this wall there was some paint, and then over on the kitchen had been painted, and some of the cabinets had started to go back into their places. I was starting to get a little bit disheartened by the pace at which things were moving. At this point, as you can see, the countertop in the kitchen had been removed and the granite hadn't been installed yet. It was becoming a little bit painful to see this project really grind to what felt like a stop. The bathrooms hadn't really seen anything here. This may have been painted. It looked like this room was painted. As you can see, I took the opportunity to put in some new windows while we were doing the updating of these 3 rooms. And actually the room looks fairly nice, but there hadn't been any movement in the bathrooms. So it was becoming increasingly stressful, and the conversations with the contractor were becoming more about the timeline, and it was just becoming a bit of a painful project. In these videos, what I was doing is I was sort of taking videos periodically of how much work was being done or how much tile was being laid, because the pace at which tile was being laid in the house was really fairly slow. It was a 1,200 square foot house, and this is probably a couple weeks worth of work, and as you can see here, there wasn't really much progress. So it was starting to really worry me as to when this project was going to be completed, as the contractor had blown through several timelines. And mind you, when he took on this project, he said it was a matter of 3 weeks to get it done. And I thought he had a crew that would come in and help him, but it turned out just to be all him. Here you can see what I'm doing is at this point I started making videos to try to find a new contractor. And that's a really tough thing to do. Here I'm pointing out all of the different things that need to be updated and the things that need to be completed. And there was just stuff in a variety of places. Here you can see I'm showing him how all the edge work on the tile, you can see how it's not installed yet. It's not finished. And that was a big problem with this previous contractor, was that he would not complete one job before he moved on to another. So he would do part of the bathroom and then he would do part of the floor, and he just would not complete one of the items in the many tasks that needed to be completed. And so what I was doing was I was trying to show a new contractor that would come in and sort of finish the tile work that the previous contractor had left. You can see a lot of the tiles are unfinished there. And even here in the rooms, this is basically how he left it. And one of the things I learned was, even though it looks like there's a lot of tile on the floor, you know, from a work perspective, a lot of the work comes in laying all of the edge work and sort of getting someone to come in and take a look at this guy's work and see if they would take over it. Like, all the edges here were missing. You know, getting someone to come out and do that was painful. Luckily, I had managed the finances pretty well in terms of this project. The contractor had sort of absorbed some penalties, and I still had a decent amount of my budget that I was able to use to find a new contractor.
All right, YouTube, I got a brand new look of me, and we have made it to the finish line on this project. The house is completed, it's ready to be rented, and I'm super excited to give you a tour of the final look of the house. Are you guys ready? So originally when you walked into this house, there was two beams like two columns that were here, and then you entered what is now the living room. Those were removed, and it really sort of opened up this whole space really well. We put in these lights, these recessed lighting, which really lights up this room really nicely. These, what do you call these? These like curtains or shutters, I guess they're called. These are brand new, they're really nice shutters. The room is painted. We put in the new baseboard here. The color looks great, this whole space, and then just the way the tile was laid out, I really, really liked it. I like the way it ended up. Sometimes I feel like you don't really know what something's gonna look like until it's finished, completed, and on the ground, and this is one of those situations. To the right, we have the kitchen, so why don't we go over there and give you guys a look of the kitchen here. Now, the first thing that you may notice is we have the granite countertops fully installed, the sink fully functional here, and then I don't know if it's subtle, but this wall is an accent color wall. It's slightly different than the other walls in the house. And then we have the little desk, also made of granite here. And one of the things that I needed to do was I needed to put in a microwave because I was having a really hard time with finding a vent that would fit the dimensions of this space. So let's keep moving into the hallway. Here we also install floodlights, and then here I have the bathroom completely done, totally finished. We have this really nice new vanity. We have a very simple mirror here for the apartment, but I like the way it all turned out, the patterns that we chose. I like that we elevated this this part, because this used to be much further down, and so you kind of had to like lean your head in to take a shower properly. It was kind of crazy. One thing I will say is if I were doing this project again, I would probably have just done the tile to the edge of the shower. And the other thing is that we now have 2 showers in the house. Actually, there is no bathtub, which can be a plus for some people or it could be a minus. Now we're in one of the guest rooms, painted with the closets installed. One of the things that I had to do in this house was actually close in the closet because the closet doors used to go all the way to the ceiling and the size of the closet itself wasn't a standard size and it was going to become very expensive to create these custom doors. And so this space is really nice now. Let's keep going. It's the same thing on the left here. I've got the guest room with a slightly different fan here, right? But again, the closet, these rooms are fairly small. But the space is nice. It's a brand new space, effectively. I really like the way everything turned out. And here we have the master bedroom. Let me see if I'm able, oh, okay, we have light. And then let me open up the shutters here. Let a little bit more light in. We can see outside is the pool. I'll take you guys out there in a little bit. But you guys can see here, we've got the closet. A very, very nice closet, different than the 2 other guest bedrooms, if you will. So this space turned out really nice. I mean, all these changes are honestly things I wish I could have been able to do when I bought the house initially, but it was a big project, and it was a lot to take on and a lot to invest in for sure. So here we're going into the master bedroom. Also, brand new vanity. I actually needed to take this vanity was actually gonna go in the other bathroom, but we had some issues with the plumbing where some of the cabinets that were here were bumping up against the plumbing. And so that was really a problem. But one of the things that I liked was the contractor said he had some spare slab and he was able to make this countertop. This vanity, unlike the other one, did not come with its own countertop. So we needed to have it made. We got the new sink, the new faucet here, and new toilet in both of the bathrooms. But it's just a really nice new space. Just really happy with it overall. You know, and I'm so happy to be done with this project. I'm gonna do something I haven't done in any of the videos, and that's take you into the backyard. Now, in the backyard, there was really a limited amount of things that we did, but some of the things that we did were important. So, previously, I had a metal fence. Oh. So, I had a metal fence here. Obviously, when you're renting a property, you want to have some sort of protection between the house and the pool. And so I had a metal fence, and I didn't really like the way it was installed. I wasn't super happy with it. So I went and got together with a company that does fences specifically to code, that make sure that specifically kids can't knock it over, they can't climb over it. There's nowhere for them to put their feet. This was great, and it was definitely not as expensive as I thought it was going to be. And then it's got a sort of child-proof lock where I lift this up and you pull in, so kids can't push on the door. And obviously the main attraction here is the pool. It's a little dirty right now because they usually come and clean it on Tuesdays. We got the waterfall going, the basketball court over there. And then this was something that needed to be done because the original contractor left me these windows unfinished and they were terrible. So the second contractor came by and put the stucco around them. Did a really nice job of that in my opinion. But at some point, I'm thinking the house will need to be painted overall. I was thinking about painting them myself, but we're having someone come and have them painted. But if at some point I'm gonna paint the house, which might be next year, I might as well leave that the way it is for now. And then here in the backyard, we've got my 3 trees here, and very simple landscaping that we have. The landscaping is fairly new. I think I did that last year. So yeah, that's an overall view of the entire house. I mean, thank you guys for watching the video, and it's been a journey. As I said, it's the end of June now, and I started this project at the end of February. So effectively, that's a little over 4 months of, you know, initially being very gung-ho about the project, and then, you know, being sort of disheartened and having to have really sort of tough conversations with the contractor, the initial one, having to let him go, going through the process of finding a second contractor, getting quotes, second, third. I got up to 2, 3, 4 different people that came and looked at the house, gave me estimates for different things, and you don't know if you're going to end up in the same original situation. So thank God that the second contractor, he was a man of his word, and he had a whole crew. He had people that were carpenters that came and did specifically the baseboards. He had people that were painters that came by after and painted and did touch up. He had someone to do the granite, because the second contractor did the granite for me. So, I mean, I kind of lucked out that I was able to find him. And the project, I mean, I think this is great. The only regret I have really is that it did take 4 months of my life to get this project done. But no complaints. We made it to the finish line, and I think that's the most important part. And hopefully I'm off to some new adventures, and you guys continue to watch my channel. So as always, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me what you think. I'd love to hear from you guys. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.